focus, and today we're doing a burn class of high intensity interval training. It is killer to do if you are, whether you're at home or at the office, most people are at home. But high intensity intervals raise your metabolic rate, raises your excess post oxygen consumption, which is your ability to burn calories for 24 hours after the workout. So work as hard as you can, go as fast as you can. There'll be breaks in between. But the great thing about these types of workouts is that you'll be burning all the way up to 24 hours after it. Matcha green tea powder, which you can make into a latte or just have on its own, actually can raise your metabolic rate by 24%. So they just did a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and it showed that those who drank matcha for 6 weeks, their thermogenesis, their ability to burn calories at a faster rate, went up. So I've been adding matcha into my afternoon experience.
What about having like 7 cups of coffee? Will that do the same thing?
Yeah, well,
no?
I do coffee in the morning.
Okay. Ready, let's get those feet shoulder width. Let's get those hands on those hips. Let's get that cylinder on. And then start pulling ourselves into that hinge. So for all of you that know how we do this, remember the main parameters of this. You're feeling that whole footbed, but you're emphasizing that ball of the foot. As a human being, we're meant to be on the balls of our feet, so no heel stuff, no pinky toe dominant. Feel that ball of the foot dominance. No matter where you are in this range of motion of this hinge, you're keeping that ball of the foot emphasis, and you're maintaining your normal spine shape, meaning at no point are we letting our spine flex, dropping our chest, or no point are we letting our tail tuck under like a scared dog. Maintain your normal spine shape the entire time, and in order to do that, we have to keep that cylinder on the whole way around. So a couple more of those, and we'll take that into a really wide stance. Do that same hinge out of the hip, but now we will allow one leg to bend as the other remains straight. But still the same parameters apply. You're still feeling on that bending leg, you're still emphasizing that ball of the foot the entire time. You're still having that cylinder on the whole way around, equally strong the whole way around the entire time. And you're still initiating that squat pattern by moving out of your hips first and foremost. So every squat that we do here, and there's gonna be plenty of them coming up, keep your brain in what your hips are doing. That's the main movement. That's the epicenter of all of our squat patterns, so keep your brain in your hips. After that, we bring our feet back to normal squat width and go into your normal squat pattern. And one thing I want everybody to feel is if you have your hands on your hips, on that hip bone, as you squat, as you tilt that pelvis at the bottom of your squat, you should feel like a little crease between your hip and your thigh. You're literally pinching your fingers between your hip and your thigh. Can you feel that?
Yes.
All right, and as you're doing that, make sure at no point do you feel your tail tucking under. You can have a really good indicator if you feel your tail tucking under the bottom because you'll lose some of that pinch. 1 or 2 more of those and we'll take you into that alternating reverse lunge with that reach. So again, as you're stepping that leg back, your center mass is still staying completely forward on that front leg. Back leg is just there for show. It's doing absolutely nothing. Reach that one hand up towards the ceiling, stretch that thing up toward the sky. And if you want to, as always, you can press that heel towards the floor on that back leg to open up the front of that hip. But regardless, all of your weight is on that front foot. There it is, 1 or 2 more of these, and we get you guys on the floor into our crabs. So as we do these crabs, hands are relatively right underneath your shoulders, knees are bent, so where your heels are pretty close to being underneath your knees. As you bridge up, you're firing your glutes as much as you can, plus you're screwing your shoulders into the floor to open up your chest, getting as much height out of your hips as you possibly can get. After that 5th one, going straight up, we'll keep that right arm on the floor, hips will still go square with the ceiling, and you're gonna twist, trying to reach that left arm across your body as much as you can, trying to get as much upper and lower body separation as possible. 5 with your right arm on the floor, with your left arm reaching across. After that 5th one, we'll go with your left arm on the floor, and your right arm's gonna reach across, but again, still try to keep your hips going square with the ceiling. We're trying to get upper and lower body separation. We're meant to have that separation, so really focus on getting that twist. And as you're pressing yourself off that supporting arm, have that intent of externally rotating that arm. So if your right hand's on the floor, that means you're screwing your shoulder clockwise, and left is opposite. So after that last one, just take back to that right side, right arm's on the floor. Now your left hand is reaching towards your supporting hand, so you're getting more extension out of your spine. Your eyes are following your hand. That's gonna release your thoracic spine a little more to get even more extension. But regardless, get your hips as high as you can possibly go. reach as far as you can with that supporting, or with the reaching arm. After that 5th one, go ahead and switch sides. And again, hips way high, fire those glutes, shoulders screwing into the floor to open up your chest. Once you finish that 5th one, get you up on your feet, and we're gonna move those shoulder blades around, and I'm gonna kind of talk you through what we're doing today. So, we're doing what we call our 5x3. So what that means is we've got 5 series that you're gonna do. Each series has 3 exercises in it. So we're gonna do 1 series at a time of 3 exercises. That first series is gonna have a low squat chop, a lateral hop, and a plank hold in it. So each time we do that, we've got 40 seconds of work on the first movement, a 10-second break, then we'll switch to the second movement in that series, another 10-second break. After you do that 40 seconds on the second one, and then we do another 40 seconds on the third, and we repeat those 3 exercises 3 times through. Then there'll be a minute break, and we'll do the same style for the next 4 series. So let me go through these real quickly. The first one, if you have that rubber band, again, it's anchored low. It's a low, high chop. And yes, these are 40-second intervals. So this one is a 2-sided movement, so at the halfway point, we will switch sides. So you'll squat down. You're gonna load up. I'll give you this view. You'll load up that inside foot as much as you can. Elbows can be against your rib cage, or you can be out straight with your arms. But regardless, our goal is to move from our hip. We're not trying to make this an upper body movement. So I squat down. This outside foot can get a little bit elbowy if you want it. Normal squat pattern out on the inside leg. I'll do this in slow motion. You're gonna drive off that ball of the foot, bringing that hip, rotating it, rotating it, rotating it. And if my elbows are stuck to the side, this is how I'll finish. Where my hips are completely rotated as my knee straightens. If my arms are straight, I will finish above my chest, about shoulder height. So again, load up that inside leg, push, rotate out. So it's all from the inside foot. And obviously we'll switch sides. If you do not have the rubber band, the modification on this is just gonna be a squat whip. So you grab whatever it is you've got to grab, squat, whip, squat, whip, squat, whip. Normal squat pattern, you're just creating as much force as you can to the lateral component, switching at the halfway point. So that's the first one. Second one on this one, you need no equipment, it's simply a lateral hop. So you're just hopping side to side as quick as you can. And the last one is a plank hold. So in the plank hold, hands will be just a little bit out in front of your shoulders, spread your shoulder blades out, have a little intent of pulling the floor towards your feet while you maintain your normal spine shape. All right? So find your spot where you're gonna start.
Woo!
We're gonna get that clock going in about 5 more seconds, 10 more seconds.
Goal of the day,
And
we do it all full out, no breaks. So
and here we go, first 40 seconds. So that if you have the rubber band, that inside foot is planted, outside foot can get a little bit elbowy, wind up that hip, load, big rotation. So as you're extending up out of that knee, you're twisting your hip as far away from where you started as you can. So rotate that hip. Feel that ball and socket moving together as you drive out of it. Switch sides. If you're doing those med ball whips or whatever whips you've got, you sort of switch sides. But again, your goal is to have no change in how you squat. Just whip the arms around. Everything else is more or less cast in concrete. Zero change in how your spine is moving or how your knees or hips are moving. Take your break, and as always, on these little 10-second breaks, into the nose, out through the mouth, and here we go, lateral hops. So outside foot, just kind of doing more of the work. Regardless, you're staying light on your feet. Try to see if you can get your socks hot in your shoes.
hot.
Hot socks. And as you're doing this, as always, we keep saying this all the time, when things start getting difficult, focus on your breath. It's amazing how you can breathe yourself through any level of discomfort. It's a mind game, guys. Win that game. So keep going quick. Yes, this is only her second movement. Yes, she's a freak of nature that she can go at 100 miles an hour in her second movement. I reckon most other people slowly warming up, but she's just a machine. She can do this. Warm up at your pace. Don't try and keep up with this person. Take your break. You got 5 more seconds, and we're going to drop down in that plank hold position. So again, as always in any plank movement, what we do, we press our body away from the floor so the shoulder blades are really spread apart. You have that intent of maintaining your normal spine shape the entire time. And then you can add intensity to this by having the intent of pulling the floor under your hands towards your feet. And as you do that, regardless of which one you're doing, make sure that at no point are you changing that natural length of your spine. No tucking your tail under. No shrugging and shortening that distance between your shoulders. You got 12 more seconds where you are. If you are doing the pull, increase the intensity of it so it gets very difficult for this last 5 seconds.
Woo-woo!
There's a woo-woo. And
Classic.
take your break. We're gonna go back and run that series back 2 more times. So from the top, either you're doing your squat whips or you're doing those low high chops. Up to you. Here we go. Regardless, this is our second time through it. So we should have a little bit more blood flowing through our system so we can increase the intensity a little bit. So you rotate your hips a little more if you can. So again, load up that inside foot. Rotate away from it as much as you can so your hips reaching maximum extra rotation while your knee is getting fully extended. Inside foot is staying switch sides. Inside foot is staying fixed the entire time. Keep that inside foot fully planted on the ground. And again, if you're doing those squat whips, at no point are you changing the shape of how your spine is or what your knees are doing. So if I did not see your arms moving, it should look like a normal squat pattern. Take your break.
Woo!
Nice, slow in through your nose.
No, the breathing definitely helps.
Out through your mouth. Seems challenging. Here we go, lateral hops. Again, you do not have to go high, you do not have to go far, but you do have to go quick. So find what pace works for you. Your ultimate goal is to have a pace that you can sustain the entire duration, not that you have to slow it way down or even stop. Find that pace that you get a super good high heart rate, but not so much that you have to take a break. So adjust accordingly. You got 15 more seconds where you are.
Go, go, go!
And we got another, what do we got coming up? Plank hold?
Plank.
Last 3 seconds, the whole way through that buzzer. All right, again, take your break, slow it all down, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Go for 2 of those. Make yourself down to the floor. Again, pressing your body away from the floor so your shoulders are spread out. Keeping a little curve in your spine the whole time. If you somebody watching a friend do this, one way you can mess with them is get beside them and just lean into them. Force them to stay still. The more you push into them, the more difficult it is. So, if you're watching this with a friend and you're sitting there in your armchair watching them work out, get up off the floor and just mess with them a little bit. Lean into them a little bit. See if they can handle it. And then if you really want to be that person, you can just see how much does it take before I can push this person over. You got 5 more seconds where you are.
Come on.
All right, guys, there's 2 down. We got 1 more to go.
Nice.
1 more time through these 3 movements and you get a nice 55-second break. Back to the top. You either got your low high squat chops or your squat whips. Regardless, this is your 3rd time through it. Keep that inside foot fully planted the whole time. Load up that inside leg. Drive off that inside foot, ball of the foot, emphasis leg. Create that rotation of your hip as you extend up out of it. Try and use 80 lower body and switch sides. Try and use mostly your lower body. Fight that one to get upper body dominant. Turn this into a hip movement versus a thoracic spine rotation movement, right? Yes, your core is engaged, but just get your brain in your hip. You got 5 more seconds where you are. Again, move as quickly as you can.
Woo!
Get uncomfortable, and then go a little faster. And there's 1. You got 2 more
Nice.
before your break.
Last time we had to do that one.
It is. You done. All right. And lateral hops. Again, quick as you can go. I challenge you to at least go half of her pace.
Think of my pace. They're athletes.
So, what are you doing to be able to sustain this level of intensity?
I just,
Do PFX classes 5 days a week.
that,
Pretty much. Is that true? That's pretty much
100%.
true. All right, 20 more seconds. This doesn't just happen.
No, he
It's
kills
a
me every
product
morning.
of working out and taking care of yourself so you can do this sort of thing. So this is a blessing to be able to do this. You got 5 more seconds where you are, then we got 1 more to go, then you get your break. And beautiful, take your break, in through the nose, out through your mouth. This is your last plank hold. So I challenge you, when you are down in that plank position and you're trying to fire that whole cylinder, your one is to start breathing through your chest. Fight that. Still feel that expansion through that lower rib area, right? The ribs to hips. Feel that still expand versus just only chest breathing. While still holding that floor towards you. What'd you say, Nora?
Lizzo.
Lizzo. All right, you got 20 more seconds where you are.
The girls will
Then we
die.
got a minute break. And during that minute break, two things are gonna happen. You're gonna get a water, you got 5 more seconds. And then you're also gonna watch as I show you what these next 3 movements are. 2, and take your break. Beautiful. Nora, grab some water, relax. Everybody else, grab some water, relax, but watch what I'm doing here. So the first one, if you have your rubber band, it's a split squat row. You will grab your rubber band. You will step, if I'm holding it with my right hand, you'll step back with that right leg. All the weights on that front foot. As you stand up, you pull. As you stand up, you pull. If it's too easy, you can double it up. Hold it in half and double it up for more intensity. That one as well, you'll be switching sides. If you're not doing that, you're gonna do an alternating knee drive. So here, this, to each side, split squat knee drive. From that, we got our crossover footwork. Crossover footwork, and then the last one is a side plank hold, where we will switch sides at the halfway point. You got 10 seconds to get where you gotta get. And I'll hold up, girl. So if you're doing that split squat row, one hand holds it, right arm holds it, right leg steps back, go into that full squat, maintain the normal mechanics, meaning don't go so fast as you get all flexing your spine. Maintain the normal curvature of your spine the whole time. Make this a hip dominant movement. And get ready to switch sides in 2 seconds. And switch your sides. If you're doing those alternating reverse lunge drives, remember you step back, all your weight's in the front leg. As you drive up, you knee, switch legs, knee, switch legs, knee. The quicker you go, the more intense it is.
10 seconds.
Find that pace that works for you. You can also throw in a hop. So you're kind of like a high knee running man. Take your break. Again, slow it all down. We've got our crossover footwork coming. So outside foot leads, outside foot leads, outside foot leads. Try to keep your torso and shoulders square with the wall in front of you. And just have those hips rotate underneath you. Again, go as quick as you can, get as uncomfortable as you can, and then show yourself that you can breathe through that discomfort. And that, it just seems like the intensity got less, but it didn't. You just breathe through it. You've got 15 more seconds where you are.
Good work, you guys. Keep it up. Woo!
10 more seconds. Again, try to hold that same pace the entire time. Only slow down if you start losing the mechanics of the movement. There's not a whole lot of mechanics to this movement, so you should be able to go fast. Take your break. Make your way down to the floor. So remember, on any of these planking things, our goal is to have our, obviously, normal spine shape, but now that we get our one arm out, we always try and press our body away from the floor. So if your right arm is on the floor, not only are you pushing up towards the ceiling to spread that shoulder blade away from your spine, but with that right arm, you're creating that intensive external rotation or clockwise rotation, so that scapula presses in towards the rib cage. So feel that scapula really press in towards the rib cage, flip around on the side. Now with your left arm on the floor, you're gonna have that intent of external rotation, which is a counterclockwise movement, and really feel that scapula pressing towards your rib cage as it really spreads away from your spine, and you're pushing your body up toward the ceiling. And there's one time through it. Take your 10 seconds. We got 2 more times through that series. So again, split squat row, right arm's holding it, right leg goes back, weights on that front leg. As you drop into that squat and your arm goes out in front, let that shoulder blade fully release. So that shoulder blade really upwardly rotates and spreads around, protracting. Then as you stand up, you're bringing that shoulder blade back to resting width, and your elbow is following it. Fight that one to pull from your hand. Pull from your hand, switch sides. Fight that one to be a hand dominant movement. Pull from your scapula and your upper arm. If you're doing those high knee drives, again, you can put a little hop into it to make it more intense. Regardless, find what works for you. You got 5 more seconds. And take your break.
Ooh, nice job.
Right, slow it down as much as you need to.
Breathe.
Breathe. I hear it's good for you.
So they say.
And go.
Let's go, fast feet. Push.
What she said. I'm just gonna step out of the shot and give Nora the limelight. Go, girl.
Big deep, you guys. Let's finish all the way. Full 25 seconds left. Stay with it. We got this. It's all in the mind. Say you're gonna do it, and you'll do it. How much time?
10.
Okay.
practicing and talking to it at the same time is absolutely insane. All right, here we go. Back down on that right hand. Again, press your body away. Screw that shoulder into the floor. Get that scapula pressing into your rib cage. Your goal is to maintain a nice stacked position where your ankle's over your ankle, your hip is over your hip, your shoulder's over your shoulder. Reaching toward the ceiling as much as you can. Really big arm span here. Wingspan, arm span.
Arm span.
And switch it up, other side.
It was nice of you to add in the planks.
Give you a little rest,
A little
huh?
breather.
Yeah. What's it there for?
Active rest.
It's an active rest. You can't keep that same high intensity up the entire time. You gotta chill it out a little bit. I got 5 more seconds. Like nuts. And take your break. Here we go, guys. Last time. Last time through this whole series.
Until the next one. Here we go.
And here we go. 40 seconds, all out.
A lot of weight in that front leg. Chest up.
You got 7 more seconds where you are before you switch sides. That is if you're doing the rubber band. If you're just doing those high knee alternating, you should be alternating every single time.
Let's go.
20 more seconds where you are. Again, focus on the mechanics of the movement. Keep that normal spine shape. Remember, your body only cares about energy preservation, so it's going to try and cheat and make things easier, which does not necessarily mean better. It usually means worse. Which means it's going to try and shorten that length in your spine. Maintain your normal curvature the entire time. Fight that one to get flexy.
Lots of these crossovers.
All right, again, quick feet crossovers. Nice and light on your feet. Shoulders staying nice and square. Feel that lower body moving rotationally underneath that relatively still upper body rib cage. And again, you don't have to go giant with that crossover, but you can also play with the length of it every single time. Make it a long one, make it a short one. Just kind of keep screwing with it. Have fun with it. Throw in some you got some dance moves that go with this? There you go. I knew she'd have something. You got 10 more seconds where you are. Ish.
Let's go, let's go.
15 more seconds. And then we got one more to go.
Speed. Yeah.
Good. 5 more seconds fast. Because you're going to be in a plank position where you're going to let your heart rate come down. So keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Beautiful. Take your break. Can you say that?
No,
yes, you can. It's a dog. All right, that means she's working. And side plank. Last 40 seconds of this. I just hit my. I just hit puberty. We got 35 seconds.
Come on.
I talked more in the last
I know you.
2 weeks.
You are on. You did a great job.
All right, take your body to the other side. Here you go. Switch it up. Your last 20 seconds of work. If you really want to challenge yourself on this, have a little intent of pulling your hand towards your feet without shortening that distance between your rib cage and your hip. So no side crunching. Keep your normal length. No side crunching. 5 more seconds. Hey-o.
Woo!
And beautiful. Take your break. Again, just like the last break, grab some water, but still view the camera so you can see what we're doing. These 3 movements are as follows. The first one is a forward, backward bear crawl. So you're down in a quadruped position. Knees are off the floor just a little bit. Your knees are going to stay about 2 inches off the floor the whole time. Shoulder blades are spread out. Small steps forward, stay nice and condensed. Small steps backward, stay nice and condensed. Try to keep your normal curvature the entire time you're fine. That's the first one. Second one is an alternating drop squat. So you start staggered stance wide, jump in the air, land in a deep squat. Hop to the other side, back into a deep squat. So it's kind of like a split squat jump, but it's out wide. And then drop in your squat, out wide, drop in your squat, drop in your squat. From that, we've got alternating bridge marks. So you're on your back, up and down with that kick probably out of the frame. I'll show you. Up and go. She's bear crawling. So again, knees stay low to the floor. Shorten that distance of your stride. Nice and short distance. Shoulder blades are spread out as much as possible. Normal spine shape the entire time. As you get tired, your hips are going to want to get high, and your knees are going to want to get high. Fight that. Keep your knees low. Knees low, hips low. 5 more seconds where you are. Knees low, hips low. Normal spine shape. And beautiful. On your feet. Again, you've got that feet wide stance, one in front of the other, hop in the air, normal squat. Switch and repeat.
Let's go, you guys. Half feet.
There you go. Land in that deep
Low
squat. And anytime you're doing a squat pattern or a jump pattern, really focus on absorbing out of your hips. Fight that one to keep that pelvis still and absorb through your knees, absorb out of your hips. So again, if we're gonna roll through this whole chain reaction, ball of the foot is the first, hinge to that hip, feel that whole kinetic chain, translate from ball of the foot to the hips. You got 7 more seconds where you are.
Woo!
Last 5 seconds.
I was Sam cheering with me.
All right, so next one is on your back, knees are bent,
Okay.
heels are close to your butt. As you raise your hips toward the ceiling, one leg goes up and kicks, drop down, and other leg goes up and kicks. So you're alternating single side bridges. And as that leg goes up, as your hips go up, that one leg goes up towards the ceiling. As you're doing this, really stay connected with that cylinder so there is zero change of your spine shape. So if you're doing this and you feel this anywhere but your glutes and hamstrings, and you're starting to feel this in your low back, odds are you lost that full cylinder engagement and you're starting to get some archy, flexy things out of your back. Fight that. So stay sucker punch ready the entire time and make sure it's a lift and a kick. And there's one time through it.
Yes.
There's one. Back to the beginning, back to your bear crawl.
Are Dom and the kids doing this today?
They're having Zoom school right now, so
Oh, nice.
that's a negative.
Negative.
All right, again, knees stay low. Distance between your hands and your feet is not great. Stay short and small strides versus very long strides. Your arms are straight as possible. Spreading your shoulder blades out as much as you can have them. Again, keeping your knees low to the floor, nor I believe you can get your knees lower, and your hips as level to your shoulders as possible. Fight that one to get your hips up in the air. Stay low, stay strong. You don't have to go super fast on this thing to make it brutal. We got 2 more seconds.
Yikes.
Yes, okay.
Woo!
Take your break.
Nice
We got
job.
these alternating drop squats.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's challenging. That is for sure. And here you go. Into that nice little split jump and then deep into that squat. Use that stretch reflex of that absorption to spring yourself out of in your jump into your next movement. And again, as always, dominate your movement from your hips. Feet are always parallel. That cylinder is always equally on the whole way around. And fighting that one to get on your heels, fighting that one to turn your feet out, fighting that one to be shifting your hips back so your weight's on your heels again. So just keep your weight over top of that ball of the foot. That's how we're meant to move as us bipedal human beings.
Oh my gosh.
And that's your leg burner. Now you get to lie down.
Good job.
So again, on your back. Palms are up. Neck and shoulders are relaxed. Lift and kick. Again, I cannot stress enough how important it is to keep that cylinder on the whole way around so that you are not getting that low back to fire. Put your brain in your glutes and hamstrings. Keep sucker punch ready. Lift and kick. If it gets too brutal to alternate legs, you can have both legs on the ground at the same time and lift your hips with both legs if one is too difficult. So make that modification. Be aware of your own body. Again, we always rather you move with perfection and then instead of just trying to get the rest. So listen to your body. If you start to feel like you can't do it the single leg way, go double leg. And take your break. There's 2. One more time through that series. Is it just me or this series going by really fast? Seems like it's going by really fast.
We're doing great, team.
All right, here we go. Back down in your bear crawl. She's all hoppy. Nice and low. Again, try to keep your hips the same height as your shoulder. Knees are low, shoulder blades are spread apart. So when you push yourself, when you're going backwards, have that intent like you're pushing your body backwards from your upper body. So in doing so, you're really getting that scapular stabilizing muscles working, which is super, super good for our shoulder stability as well as our neck. So feel you push your body away backwards and feel that stuff around your shoulder blade work. So you feel that shoulder blade pressing towards your rib cage as you push yourself backwards. Take your break. 2 more to go. Then you get your nice full 55-second break.
Nice.
Flying through this thing.
Woo!
We're well surpassed that halfway point of the workout. And alternating
Big jump.
drop squats. So you can challenge yourself much like she is, where she's getting really high off the ground, or you can just choose to do this really fast. So you've got 2 options. You can do this super quick, or you can make it a little more aggressive and get more height out of it. Then you can do either one. You can switch it up every 2 to 3 reps. Find what works for you. If you don't want to do the jump at all, just do normal squats. You don't even have to do this split little jumpy thing. You got 10 more seconds.
Nice.
Work
Keep
the
it
whole way
up.
through that. And like she said at the very beginning, our goal is to go the whole way through that timer. No stopping early.
No stopping early.
Not even an option.
No.
All right, take your break. You got your last one on the back. This is it, guys. 40 seconds. Move as quickly as you can, while again maintaining mechanics. Keep this sucker on. Everybody is sucker punch ready. Raise your hips towards the ceiling. Reach that other leg up towards the ceiling as well. Keep your brain in that posterior part of your body, meaning glutes and hamstrings, while keeping that cylinder on. Finding that one to change your spine shape. You got 23 more seconds on this.
It's
Then
also
we're
good,
taking a break.
if you sit at a desk, it's good to do this.
I think this whole thing is good if you do sit at a desk. When you sit at a desk, get the hell away from sitting at that damn desk. Get on your feet. You got 10 more seconds. We're getting close. 3 seconds. And beautiful. Take your break. All right, so I'm going to run through these movements really quick. If you had the rubber band, you would grab the rubber band. You'll bring it in front of your body. Hands are going to be about shoulder width apart. You pull yourself down to your squat. As you stand, you press. So it's your squat press. Second one, again, if you have your rubber band, you're going to be on your knees. And from here, we're going to do a core hammer. This is one we're going to switch sides halfway. Right? If you do not have the rubber band, the first movement you're going to do instead of the squat press is simply a half burpee. So from here, just hopping in, hopping out, hopping in, hopping out. That's the first one. And again, if you don't have the rubber band, instead of doing the core hammer press, I'm going to have you do a plank alternating leg march. So you'll be in your push-up position, alternating your legs. And then the third one on this is a V-hop, which I'll show you in a second. So let's go. You got your square. Your shoulder squat press. So as you're doing this, again, move from those hips, normal squat pattern the whole time. Stay driving through that ball of the foot. Finding that one to get flexing out of your spine and still out of your hip. Keep moving out of your hips. And again, if you do not have the rubber band, you're doing that half burpee, so when you're in your push-up position, hop your legs forward and back. If you do not have a rubber band, this is going to be a very challenging one for your shoulders. So that's a catalyst to get your damn rubber band. So you got 5 more seconds. And take your break. If you have the rubber band, grab the rubber band, face 90 degrees from it on your knees, and you're going to go up and down with those arms. If you do not have your rubber band, you're going to be doing your plank alternating leg marches. If that gets too crazy for you, just drop down to your knees and march from your knees. All right, just little marches. All right, and then as you're doing that, I will run through that V-hop one, since I didn't have time to do it. But that one, again, you're in your push-up position. It's more or less like that half burpee, but instead of hopping forward, you're hopping diagonally back, tracing the dots of a capital V as you do this thing for 40 seconds. You have 5 more seconds where you are. Thank God Nora switched sides because I was doing something else. And I cracked again. Puberty. All right, take your break.
Good job, you guys.
We've got our plank V-hops right now. So again, whenever you are on your hands, you're spreading those shoulder blades out. So you're trying to connect the dots of your capital V. Connect the dots. So you go out to the side, hop back to the middle, out to the side, back to the middle. And again, on this one, as you're pressing your body away from the shoulder blades, this one you are going to have your hips up nice and high towards the ceiling. So it's the opposite of that bear crawl. Your goal is to get those hips up as your feet go in. You got 12 more seconds where you are. You're going to run that whole thing back 2 more times. 27 minutes have gone by in this workout. 3 seconds to go. All right, back to the very beginning. So again, if you have the rubber band, you're doing your squat press. If you do not have the rubber band, you're doing your half burpee. So you're back down, brutalizing those shoulders.
Let's go, you guys. Right to the end.
Yes, the whole way to the end. No stopping early. If you need to slow down due to mechanics, you cannot maintain the proper mechanics, that's the only time you're allowed to take a break. If you want to slow down or stop because it's getting a little difficult, F that. I want you to breathe through it. Breathe through it. Breathe through it, right? In through the nose, out through your mouth. It is amazing how you can breathe your way through discomfort. Physical, emotional, physical, you name it. That's what we have our breath for. Use that thing as a milder, as a thing to make things more mild. You got 5 more seconds where you are. And relax. 10 seconds off. If you have the rubber band, you're on your knees, doing your core hammers.
You guys have a new word every day. Made up with.
I do.
I love it.
I ran out of real words, so I just decided.
Pick them up.
And didn't all words get made up anyway at some point?
Yeah.
So I'm a wordsmith.
You're on trend.
Wordsmithering. All right, you've got 25 more seconds. Now we're going to switch sides to about 3. Everybody else, if you're doing that alternating leg plank hold, you're just going to keep marching. And again, if you are doing that plank leg march, fight that one to shorten the distance between your chest and your belly button. Keep that normal leg and keep those shoulder blades spread out. And if you are lifting those legs, only lift them a couple inches. You do not have to lift it up towards the ceiling. You got 2 more seconds where you are. Take your break. Everybody's going to drop down into your plank V-hops. So again, if you do not have the rubber band, this is excessively brutal on your shoulders. And again, it's a catalyst to get your kicks. All right, here we go. 40 seconds on this second time through this one. And then we only have 1 more to go.
Woo! Come on.
Again, on this one, the goal is to get your hips up nice and high to the ceiling as your legs come forward. Use your shoulders to help press your body up. Get that anterior core active to get those hips up towards the ceiling. So this is a full body maneuver. You got 20 more seconds on this.
The shoulders.
Yeah, shoulders are feeling it.
Send it.
10 more seconds, everyone. 10 more seconds. Here we go. 5 more seconds.
Woo!
And there's your break. Okay, in through the nose, out through the mouth. We've got 1. Oh, sorry, I stopped it early. Cheek, yeah, 1 second early. Here we go. Last time through those 3 movements. And squat press or half burpee. Your call. I guess if you have the rubber band and you want to switch off to a half burpee, you can still do that on your own. But if you don't have the rubber band, you only have 1 option. So you got more options with the rubber. It's a good thing. So again, regardless of which one you're doing, you are keeping that cylinder on the entire time. In these final rounds, remember the body is going to try and make things easier. And it's going to want to become more of a knee-dominant squat. Fight that. Keep moving out of that hip. Just like we did in a warm-up when you're feeling that crease between your hip bone and your thigh. You want to feel that on every single one of these squats. All right? Keep that hip dominating this squat pattern and take your break.
Nice.
You are finished with that one. Finito.
Great job.
All right. On your knees, doing those core hammer. If you don't have the rubber band, you're back down that plank alternating march. Regardless of which one you're doing, your goal, as always, is to stay as long through your spine as possible in your natural spine shape, keeping the normal curves in your low back, normal curve between your shoulder blades, and a normal curve in your neck. Fight that one to get weird in any of them. You know what your normal shape is. You walk around with it all day. So keep that. Fight that one to get, yeah, switch sides. And if you are doing the one that's on your knees, have a little intent of pulling the floor underneath your knees towards each other. Get your pelvic floor to fire a little more and create a little more intensity, just what you wanted. You have 3 more seconds the whole way through it. And take your break. You've got your last 40 seconds in this 4th series.
Almost there.
Almost there. 4th series. Coming up to an end right now. 40 seconds V-hops. Go.
Last time on this one. Let's go. Push. We got this, you guys. Dig deep. Almost there. 30 seconds. Oh my gosh. Have time. Press to the floor.
You know it's good if she's making some little words under her breath. Oh my gosh. That's what it's supposed to be. If you can have a full conversation without throwing a little oh my gosh in there, you're not working hard enough. 10 more seconds of oh my gosh. Go. Make that oh my gosh turn into a holy shit. Let's go 5 more seconds faster. Oh, did I hear an effer in there? Yes, that means she's really working. Take your break.
Found it.
We got an effort in that one.
Yeah,
All right,
we did.
take your break. Here's the 3 movements. I'm gonna rush through these. If you have your rubber band, you will step inside of it. If you have a thicker one than this, by all means go for it. You're going to do your jumps. Do your jumps from the side. Do your jumps, move out of your hips. That's your first one, squat jump. If you do not have the rubber band, you're simply going to broad jump, back pedal. Broad jump, stick the landing, back pedal. That's the first one. From that, we got a forward, backward hop. 2 feet, just like you're hopping over a little mini creek. From that, we got our crab alternating reaches. So you're down on the floor, fingers facing behind you. As you come up, right arm's on the floor, right arm comes up, left hand's reaching towards it. Getting as much extension out of that leg as I can, lifting my hips as high as I can go. All right, here we go. We got 5 seconds to start. That's right. So, if you have the rubber band, you're doing your squat jumps the whole time. If you do not have your rubber band, you're gonna broad jump, back pedal. Broad jump, stick the landing, back pedal.
Come
So,
on.
at no point is anybody jumping or landing via their knees. Make it hits. You've got 15 more seconds.
Let's go.
Gravity should start feeling it's getting a little more intense.
A little bit.
10 more seconds. And then from this, you get to kind of flush it out with those quick little leg hops. 5 more seconds the whole way through it. Welcome that sensation. Don't fight it, welcome it. And beautiful. Step out of your rubber band. Then we just got that little forward, back. Flush it out.
Team.
Blood flow, guys. Blood flow. Here we go.
Let's go.
No stagnant blood.
None.
None. 20. Wait, what do we got?
Here we go. Move those feet.
30 more seconds.
Ducks fly together.
What'd she say?
Ducks fly together. We finish strong together.
Do you ever notice when birds fly in a formation that one's always longer than the other one? You ever notice that?
No, but now I will.
You ever notice that? You know why that is?
Why?
Because there's more birds in that one line than the other one. All right, you got 5 more seconds. You missed it. You didn't get that joke? Come on, Nora.
I feel like I'm not processing.
Are you breathing too heavy? You can't process it? Was that our first time to do it or second time?
No, first we have crab reach.
Crab reach.
Let's go.
So again, as you're crab reaching, your goal is to get those hips as high off the floor as you possibly can go. You're posturing off that supporting arm with as much intent as possible to press your body up to that shoulder, screwing that shoulder blade in towards the rib cage, reaching with that hand as far towards that kicking leg as you can go. And as you kick, your hips are high. As you lower, your foot comes down. So your hips are going up and down, as well as that foot kicking, that arm reaching. So coordinate all the movements. If it's too exhausting, keep both hands on the floor and only do your legs. If that's too exhausting, keep both legs and hands on the floor and just go up and down to your hips. Modify to what works for you. We have options here. There's your break. Back to the very beginning. So resisted squat jumps if you have rubber. Broad jumps with the back pedal if you do not. You know what? You can broad jump and back pedal with this one too. Why not?
Okay.
Broad jump, back pedal. Options, guys. Always have options. And know that you can change it up. So she's broad jumping with the back pedal. If you do not have the rubber band and that broad jump with the back pedal does not feel right for you, just go into a normal jump. All right? If that normal jump doesn't feel right either, just do a normal squat where you go up on your tiptoes. All right? If that's still too much, just give me a normal squat. Regardless, just keep moving. No stopping. You got 12 more seconds.
Go on.
10 more seconds.
Go.
Focus on moving correctly as you do this. At no point are you allowed to get knee dominant. Keep that pelvis moving. Last jump, done. Take your break. Everybody is now doing what? Forward, backward, two-legged hops. Just hop, hop, hop.
Yeah.
Working.
Let's go. Second to last one.
And there's no reason on this when you can't travel the room or make it. There you go. She's doing the Nora flare. You put your own flare into it. Stick with the beat. Do I need to turn the music up?
Yeah.
You got 25 more seconds in this
At
one.
the end.
At the end. Why not?
Come on, you guys. Finish.
15 more seconds. Move as quickly as you can. Do whatever freestyle stuff you want to do. 10 more seconds. And you're back down on the floor for your second of those crab alternating reaches.
Oh my gosh.
You're a machine.
Let's go.
It's a machine. Okay, again, hips high. Leg kick high. Pressing away far from that floor. Lower down, raise up kick. Lower down, raise up kick. So even while I was just gonna say, even as you're doing this, focus on that breath. Focus on that want to be. No, into the nose, out through your mouth. Into the nose, out through your mouth. And again, breathe through that discomfort. Keep your intensity high, but decrease the sensation of that intensity by breathing with some focus. You'll be amazed how much your brain and your breath can change how intense something feels. Focus on the movement and the pattern versus the intensity of the breath. Here we go. Take your break. One more. This is it. This is it. Yep. Bring that 2-minute warning, everyone. 2-minute warning.
Let's go.
And here we go. Choose your option. It can just be straight up, straight down. It can be broad jump, back pedal. It can be a squat up with your tiptoes, or just a normal squat. Find what works for you. Stick with it, and get uncomfortable. And welcome that discomfort. You've got 20 more seconds. Oh,
we can do it.
I lied. Now you have 20 more seconds. Keep going quickly.
Brutal.
It's just a sensation.
True.
Just a sensation. So, it's how you deal with that sensation. I say this all the time. That makes you who you are. Choose the person you want to be when it comes to difficulty.
Fast.
Breathe through it. Keep going. You have 3 more seconds. There's 1. 2 more to go. Last 2. That was the hardest one. Now it's a cakewalk. Do this. We got our forward, backward hop. Let's do this. Good song. Go. Stick with the beat. Again, make it your own. Get your own personal flair. Well, regardless of your personal flair, make sure that personal flair is not a slowing down kind of flair. If anything, it's a speeding up kind of flair. Flares don't go slow.
No.
Flares are fast.
We're almost there. This is it.
1 minute, 5 seconds to go. That is it.
Woo!
39 minutes and 20 seconds down.
Oh my God.
1 to go. 5 seconds on this one. 10-second break. And then the best crab reaches ever.
Of our life.
Ever. Vacation time. Here we go.
The future happens in the present. I read that the other day.
Fortune cookie. Here we go. Raise those hips. Kick that leg. Lower those hips. Yes, you're constantly going up and down. Constantly going up and down. And yes, I gave you modifications. But I challenge you to do the hardest version that you can do. And the only way you're allowed to stop is if you feel like you're getting tweaky. If it's just stopping or decreasing intensity because it's getting hard, no, not a choice.
No.
Go through that discomfort. Breathe through that discomfort. You only have 10 more seconds.
We can do it.
Go
Let's
quick.
go.
Go quick. You got 7 more seconds. The whole way through that buzzer.
Do it.
The whole way through that buzzer. 2 and 1. There's your time. Everybody relax. Relax. Relax.
Oh, good job. Woo! You guys killed it. Big step back with your left foot. Inhale, both arms lift. Exhale, twist towards the right, opening up your thoracic spine. Reaching back. Nice job. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop it down to the floor. Low lunge, hinge at your hips. Feel a nice stretch through your left hip. Squeezing your left glute to open up that front line of your body. Exhale, step it back to plank. Shift up and back down dog. Breathe, breathe into your hips. Breathe into your shoulders. Exhale, walk it forward. All the way up to standing. Take a big step back with your right foot. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist towards the left. Left hand back, right hand forward. Lengthen that inhale for a 3 count. Exhale for 5, coming back to center. Lower down. Uncurl your toes, hinge at your hips. That longer exhale shifts us into that calm state. Taking us right out of that fight or flight mode that you might feel later in the day if you're stressed. Just lengthen that exhale. Step it back, down dog. Walk to the front of your mat or forward in your living room. Come all the way up to standing. Clasp your hands behind your back. Lift your chest. Rub your chin down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands at your heart center. Setting an intention for today. Deeply breathe that in and exhale what no longer serves you. Well done, team. Crushed it. On to you.
That's it. Anything else immediately you want to drop on these guys? We keep talking about that obvious business.
Did you eat your blueberries? This is for your brain. So our brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is a protein in the brain responsible or helps promote neurogenesis, so our ability to connect new neural pathways and excrete or remove toxins in the brain, is actually stimulated by BDNF, and blueberries do that, so, or help do that. So load up on the berries.
Try to sleep.
It's my tip of the day. Yeah.
Okay.
Lot does it. That's
a good one. It's a delicious
just one easy one.
Yeah. And a shout out. I'm not gonna say it's not the healthiest thing, but I had it. It is amazing. Bettina's. They have this a blueberry sourdough bread.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Oh my god.
And sourdough's pretty good for you. Good for the gut. So.
Yes. So if you're gonna have any kind of treat, have that blueberry fermented sourdough bread. It's insane.
Sounds amazing.
Regardless, it was amazing. Nora, you absolutely crushed it. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Well done.
Yeah, hardest part of the day is over, right?
Yeah, amazing.
So again, if you can breathe through that discomfort that you just put yourself through here, use that as a reminder to any of these other stressful situations that might arise later on in the day. Listen to your body, be smart, be safe, and eat your blueberries. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good job.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Nora.
Coach.